Today I am at View in Leicester Square in London with my friend Rhys.
Hey, Phil.
We are at the premiere of Sorry We Missed You, which is the new film from director Ken Loach, who I'm a big fan of. Have you seen one of his films?
No, I haven't.
So this could be your first?
This is my first Ken Loach film.
He's a bit of a treasure, a bit of an English treasure, I think, in terms of filmmaking.
Well, you've gone on and on and on about I, Daniel Blake. So
oh no.
This better be good. I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
This is the follow-up to I, Daniel Blake, and check this out. We are on the red carpet. Well, it's white actually, but we're on the carpet. So what are you expecting, Raj? A gritty slice of life? That's what you call these movies, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Slice of life film. Looking at all the early reviews on posters, this sounds like it could be Oscar worthy. So
Got amazing reviews. Yeah.
We'll see.
So update, the carpet is now red. Pleased about that. How does it feel to be in a Ken Loach movie? Because he's such a national treasure when it comes to filmmaking.
I didn't know Ken was as important as he was, and then I did my research and realised he's one of the most important people in the British film industry. Yeah, and that shock came to me, and when I watched I, Daniel Blake, that was a really good movie. But for the auditions, I wasn't really supposed to get this spot. I was either going to get choose between a secondary or this spot that I got, and I thought I was going to get the secondary part, but I got Seb's spot. And for that to happen, I just feel really privileged for it, really, you know.
And what about you, Katie? How do you feel now that you've got the role?
I'm so happy, and I just feel so, like Rhys said, privileged to even be here today. It's amazing.
This is our first jobs. We didn't really know what to do, but my audition kind of came into my school, and I wasn't really meant to meet him, and then I met him. We went to all of our auditions, and then I met Katie, Kris and Debbie on my second last audition, and we just instantly gelled. So I think that's what helped with get the part, if you know what I mean. So yeah.
So your first role, is it quite nerve-wracking?
It's nervous and exciting. So
yeah, the reviews are nice. But I think more importantly, it's about what message the film gives and what hopefully it can do for the system that unskilled workers are dealing with that are working in these companies.
Do you think that's one of the reasons why Ken Loach films as a whole just resonate with people, and they do get good reviews because people identify with the subject matter?
I think what he does is he takes the lid off Pandora's box, and he reveals the things that the media doesn't report on, people don't want to speak to. If it doesn't affect them, they're not bothered, so why speak about it? And then Ken, bless him, just gets it done and just throws it in people's faces, and it's good.
How does it feel to be part of a movie such as this that has a really strong message? And with Ken's history as a really important filmmaker, is that a really important thing for you as a star of a film, as an actor, to play a role that is something to think about?
Well, I think what Ken does is when he's casting, he looks for people that are genuinely honest, hard-working. He looks for those elements, because working on a Ken Loach film, you've got to graft, you've got to get stuck in, if you've got those elements about you, then you kind of already fit the character. He's no duck egg, is he? He doesn't cast the wrong people.
Yeah. It makes it more real, doesn't it? It makes it like the character you're playing.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. Because right now, even though you and I are speaking and I'm Kris, people will look at it and go, "Well, he sounds just like Ricky," and do you know what I mean? Because we've got similar mannerisms in a lot of ways.
Can you quickly tell us about your character? We're about to see the film. We're very much looking forward to it. How would you sum up your character?
It's going to make you cry.
Right. Amazing.
There you go.
I cry easily as well.
Right, you've had it then.
Enjoy it.
All right, cheers, thanks.
I, Daniel Blake was a hard act to follow, because it just sort of went and blew us out of the water. We didn't expect a little film like that to have the effect it did. And so to come back with a second film running after it seems really quite amazing that people have liked this some people have liked it even more.
And again in Newcastle too.
Set in Newcastle. Well, we discovered that Newcastle is a really good place to make films. It's compact and it's easy to get around, and it's like Britain in microcosm. It's got the rich, it's got the poor, it's got beautiful buildings, it's got crap buildings. It's a really good. It presents a really good picture of the UK, but also it's got some beautiful places, beautiful scenery. We love it there,
and very hardworking people.
Blimey, hardworking people, and people who are ripped off on their 0 hours contracts.
Absolutely.
And I think the film represents a slice of our lives as we're living it today. And I think Newcastle's a good place to see that.
We know that you've worked with Ken Loach a few times. I don't know.
200 years. No.
You must enjoy working with him. What is it that pulls you back to work together?
Well, if you get to work with your mates, it's quite good, isn't it? I mean, we've been working together for 30 years. That really ages me. But it's, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And actually, I think what's testament to that is the fact that one of the things is that you don't actually have to build a relationship from scratch. And so many films, you're making relationships with people from the get-go. And actually, because we've been working together so much, there are many conversations that we don't have to have. So we can concentrate on the actual story and the people in the story who are telling it, and the acting and the locations and the things that make the story, rather than bickering over the art direction. And we know how we make a Ken Loach film. Paul Laverty writes it brilliantly, and the pieces come together, and it's easier.
And it works.
And it works.
Yeah. Can you tell us about the characters? Is it Abby Turner you play?
I'm Abby Turner. She is a very gentle soul. Doesn't like conflict. Doesn't like swearing. She's nothing like me. Nothing like me. Have you seen it?
No, not yet.
No, okay. I don't want to tell you, but the scenes where she is, I'm really, so I had to tone it down a lot. She's a lovely woman who just wants the best for her family, her kids. I went to work as a care worker for a few weeks locally to learn about what care workers do and listen to their stories. I trained with them, and I really just wanted to do justice to their job because they don't get enough praise.
What's that experience like when you have to do that research for a movie, when you go and live the life of somebody else almost? Does that help you as an actor?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's my first ever role, so I don't call myself an actor. I've still got my job at home. I'm a youth worker in North Shields, so I'm still not bridged that. Yeah, I've been on tour all over Europe promoting the film, and I've done a BBC too, but I'm still not that headset yet.
But you're keeping it real though.
Yeah,
Is that
keep it real?
Yeah. Is that one of Ken Loach's approaches to make it more real?
I think what it is I've worked in education for 20 years, so I have got that care, and I've seen the effects of this sort of pressure on a family has on kids and families over the years. So I've seen it, worked with it, lived it a little bit. I'm working class. I know what it's like not to have money and have to go to work to put food on the table. So I'm very real.
Yeah. In that sense, did it make it easier for you to play the role? Was it still a challenge though?
Emotionally, it's very challenging, as you'll see when you watch it. So I want to see what you think afterwards.
I've been told I'll probably cry.
Yeah,
and I do cry at films.
I was in Europe. I was giving hugs out everywhere. So. It's very emotional, but it was so worthwhile, and I really hope it got the message through.
Did you feel emotional walking away from the set? When you went home, did you still feel a bit
No, because when I'd walk through the door, my son would be like, "Where's my football boots? Where's my socks? Where's the washer?" So it's like I'm straight back into normal. So it's like I went back from Cannes. He was like, "Mum, I can't." I was like, "Oh." So I'm very much like bit of best of both worlds.
Today, I mean, we have a particularly exploitative situation with people whose work situation has been transformed over recent decades, from secure jobs to insecure, low-paid, highly exploited, and that's devastating families.
And I think it's amazing what's happening now with teenagers and youngsters. You know, how many of them just do not have enough time with their parents. When they do see their parents, they're often stressed out, they're tired, they're coming back very, very late at night. But now there's a real crisis with young people who just simply do not have enough time with their parents. And I mean, there's incredible, you need time with people, to do their homework, to plan their life, to see what's going on. And especially with this 15-year-old just now, I think so many kids just really need a steady hand at that point in time. And people just do not see their parents. And I think you can see it reflected with mental health with youngsters, all the crisis now with stabbing, so you can see things breaking down, and we're just asking big, big questions about how life affects them.
I mean, if change is to come, it will come from the working class. It won't come because rich people say, here's our money, you take it. It'll only come from the working class. And the need to get a political movement that represents their interests, unlike the Labour Party under Blair, that was there to represent big business, not the people. And now we were hoping Jeremy Corbyn and John McDonnell would come tonight, but I think they're engaged in another comedy down at what they call the Palace of Varieties. So I'm afraid I don't think they're going to be with us. But I mean, I do think that if they can get into power, real power, then I think we can make a few inroads into this chronically bad situation for ordinary working class people.
I'd like to ask you about the actors that you worked with in this movie, because for many of them it's their first role, but they seem, just by meeting them tonight, they seem like very real people. Was that a deliberate thing on your part?
Yeah, well, Ricky was a plumber. He's driven a van most of his life. Abby's in a caring profession as a teaching assistant with kids who need special help. Rhys is a lad from the nearby school. Katie is a girl from another school nearby. They're part of that community, and they know it in their bones, But also, that said, you've got to find people with talent. There's a lot of people who fit that description, but not everyone's got the talent they've got. And in the end, they have to make you care about them and make Paul's writing, because it's all in the writing, make Paul's writing live. And they do that. Well, I think they do.
You think you believe they're a family, I think you really do believe them. And people have to sense that you're inside with this family and you believe them. Otherwise, we're failed, really.